You certainly can, franchise. Welcome, Raiders. Once again, I'm hearing myself. That's not good for me. Once again, guys, thank you for coming in. What's up, Foche? How you doing? Let me chat you out, franchise, real quick. Although you could chat out yourself, but I'm gonna have to teach you how to do all these commands. But once again, guys, thank you for coming in. I'm actually got my cup of coffee in, so I'm not checking out in an hour. So I got a lot going today. Um, it it doesn't work anymore, franchise. So it's / shout out name. Hey, it's Adopa. How you doing? So two different things that I've been doing is I've been preparing to do different things in this game, and I'm also preparing for a sim race on iRacing, the Spa 24 hour. So I've split my time this week. So tomorrow's stream is still on. I don't know how long it's going to go because I do have my first couple of stints at 7 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. So there will be a Saturday stream uh, of me racing. That's something down the road. So here I am. I'm trying to branch out after PTCS after a long, well debated how can I put this lightly? A cap that made gold and iron, I'm sorry, bronze and iron pretty strong, especially on the combinator side. So it kind of helped me branch out of silver. So I've done bronze. I think I'm gonna be in bronze. I think I have enough. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'll end up in open. I'm locked in silver after 2 weeks. I don't think I'd have to have a bunch of people pass me. I'm in the top 10 currently in silver. So all that aside, I'm gonna see what we can do with the gold cards that I have and see if we can just put together something that won't get crushed in the first round. Feel free to help because I don't have a lot of cards to work with here. And I'm literally starting this from scratch. But before I even bother starting with that, there is one guy I do want on the roster, and it's pretty obvious who I'm starting with because he just plays to everything. Is Dickie Thon. So catchers, I have Bob Boone. I have Ryan Klesko who could technically play it. Yeah, so I have Bob Boone who obviously should be there. But after that, I'm not sure who else to use. So Bob Boone, if I remember right, he's better versus lefties. Yeah, it's better. So I need to find a righty smasher. There's live Kyle Schwarber, who no, it's not even listed as a catcher. Oh, why he's there? Um, I think you're usually with Warbarn, aren't you, Isadolfo? All right, so I don't have Posey. I think I have pulled and sold Posey so many times because of, as I said earlier, mistakes. Um, Posey is on the watch list, but that would be oh, I got the money. Okay, so Posey. That fixes that. So that's my second catcher. You might be hearing max times 2. Do you have another screen open with my stream on it? I have no combinators for gold. Franchise, me and you gotta work on that, bro. So combinator wise, I don't have anything. I know I have to build on that. I have Dickie Thon who's already on the roster. Um, most of the combinators I have now are bronze and iron. I have to rebuild silver, and I have to start on gold. But silver wise, bronze. That's all I have now, and none of them are really meta at all. So I'm working with no combinators at the moment. So this is not going to be an easy go at it until I start. I have a watch list for the combinators so I can get them. And franchise, no, you're not a Twitch idiot. You're just learning. That's how we'll go about this. So most of my combinators are for caps. Not gonna lie, Bonds is pretty much out the door, but I can't sell him, and he's locked, so I'm stuck with him. Um, but yeah, a lot of the cards I have are for my cap team. As I said, I don't have a lot to work with. So my catchers right now are Boone and Posey. So first base, again, not a lot to work with here. I have Klesko. I think if I remember right, Warbot and Isidolfo, they go. Do you guys scale it with the combinator, like cards being combinators to level 5? I can't remember. Let's see. I have Klesko, and I have yeah, I thought I had. Wait, hold on. Let me think here. I mean, I have maybe Teixeira that can fill that role for now. I mean, there's Teixeira, there's Tenants if I can move him to first base. There's Bagwell. Would Bagwell play in gold? I mean, that card's cracked for a bronze. He's on my silver team for goodness sakes. Like maybe go as crazy as this sounds. For now, go Klesko Bagwell. Klesko versus lefties. Bagwell versus righties. Or sorry, Bagwell versus lefties. And Klesko. Maybe go with something like that. There's second base. I have Yeah, pretty much franchise. That's what I've gotten. I think that I could be wrong. Nolan, I will help you with your silver roster anytime. You can always message me, all that. Um, for second base, I have Segura. I mean, technically, Bip Roberts. So, like, I could go Segura, and I have Thon. Third, Castilla. I have Castilla. All right, just send it to me, Nolan, and I can look at it in this after this because I've got time today. Um, so Castilla, I'll activate. Means I need to find. Technically, he's my shortstop. I have Bo Bichette. Not that Bo Bichette, but oh no, that's a diamond. As I said, I don't have a lot to work with here. Third base. I have Castilla. Once again, not a lot to work with here. I have quite a few going right now, but the market's been pretty much dead. Um, as this is what I got. I don't have a lot to work with right now. I'm not I'm just trying to get started. So I have well, I'm already and I believe I also have there. Like I can use McKay. They say I don't have a lot to work with. I have Dempsey, the tournament player, but I already have two good catchers. Say I don't have a lot to work with here. So if I just add all the baseball reference guys, it gets me to 16. Oh Lord. So I have 11 hitters. I need to find three more somewhere. Um, like, what would you think about the Mike Cameron possibly playing there? Have him play up for now until I can find a better gold center fielder. I think he's closer to being the playing up to gold. Yes, he would struggle so much. That absolutely makes sense, Isadova. Now that I'm understanding like how you grade things and what skills you grade cards on now. It took me a minute to try and figure all that out. Um, That gets me to 12. Yeah, he does need a platoon. God, they're both better versus lefties. I mean, Randy Wynn would be the closest I have for now, even though he's even better versus lefties. I mean, Carl Crawford maybe, but he only plays left field. Tartaball's basically a DH. I don't. I don't think I do. I could tell something real quick. Find something I don't really care. Macklemore isn't really doing anything for anyway. Up from Milan. That gets it there. Milan's on the roster. Win, I'll move over here for now. Yeah, I'm still awake, Slushy. Yes, I'm still awake. I had a cup of coffee, so I'm probably good till about at least 3. So the Milan should take care of the right hand side. Is that correct? Even though he's not a powerful hitter. Yeah, you're also not on the East Coast, Slushy. So go back to sleep. Anyway, gotta love my other mod here. Um, Also, what are you doing awake at 3:40 this morning? So I need a actual right fielder. No, that makes absolute sense. Oh, that makes sense. That window. I need this window. Yeah, Milan is very good versus right. I just need to find a right fielder. Somehow, Klesko plays better right field than Tartable. Um, I'm open to suggestions here. Do I have it, Dell? Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes with gold. So how do I make him? You gotta love life. Um, Hey D Block, how you doing? I'm trying to build a gold roster with crap, for lack of better words. Let me go. I will get Adele in a second. Let's go to pitching. Let's try to get to 26, and then I can sell something from this screen because the screen is great to navigate. So pitching wise, I do have Fister. I have Swift. I have Plank, but I don't think Plank plays. And then relieving wise, yeah, I don't have a lot I'm gonna have to work on here. Like literally, I have nothing. This is gonna be bad. The 21. Yeah, I do have. I have Morgan as well. Will Morgan work? I have not seen that glitch since the other night. No, I've not seen it. But I think I know how to make it glitch now. Don't like Morgan that much. Where the hell did I put Charlton? I know I had the Charlton because I just finished that mission. You're higher than Archer than some people. I'm pretty high on Archer. For some reason. It's there's Chris Archer. Where in the hell? Hey, Charlton. I had him. I saw him too. Charlton. Oh, I have him in. Okay. Oh, I like Plesac as well. That will take. He can go. Like I like him and I like Blyer. Obviously, Carlton. I don't have a lot here. Carlton. If you see something wrong, let me know with what I got. But are those the 5 that I'm most likely to go with in the rotation here? I will work on this. I will work on this more tomorrow or later today. I might work with it sooner. But I really like that Plesac card. I think that Plesac card is so good. He's on my league team right now. I really like the Blyer as well. I think the other guys are just filling spots until I can figure out what to do with what's there. Like lineup wise, I assume it's Boone versus left, and all right, so Carlton, Archer, Colors. I don't think I have Webb or Hughes. As I said, I'm really limited on what I have. Let me look and see if I have them. Oh, Logan Webb. I believe I have him. Always helps. Oh, it's been a long. It's been. See, this is what happens when you try to feed too many cards. In your lifetime, and now I just want to. No. No. Yep. I did not think all this through when I was rebuilding this gold team, and as you can see, mistakes were made. Colors, live mission. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm gonna be right back. It's huge. Just had to go to her screen real quick. All right, so that he's here. He's just on the roster. He will be Carlton, Colors, Webb, Hughes. Diesel can go bye-bye. Don't like him. Then we needed a Dell. So I have one. Right, so 12 there. Boone and Posey, Plesko and Bagwell, Segura, Castilla, Thong. So I need a middle reliever, a middle infielder. Who would fit that role? That's not $60 gazillion. There's Andrews, Buddy Bell. There's 25 Rodriguez. There's well, I like Tejada per se. He's just combi food. Trust me. I just used him for combi food earlier. Williams is not that guy. Oh yeah, Nolan sent me something too. Nolan, I'll get to yours in a second. If not, I'll just answer. I'll answer your message. Anybody got a suggestion for a middle infielder that's not $69 gazillion or perfect points in this case? Like too low. Like I'm leaning. Like I'm leaning Elvis Andrus. Brzalonic probably. Oh yeah. It's mainly the backup some guys here. He's not gonna start. Because you figure Posey versus right, Boone versus left. First base is gonna be Klesko, Bagwell. Second, probably gonna be Segura. Shortstop's gonna be Dickey. Third base is gonna be Castilla. Left field be Crawford versus right, and Greg Vaughn versus left. And Milan and Cameron and Adele playing both ways. right? And then DH. Startable both ways. Yeah, both ways. So that's what the lineup would look like with what I have right now. I think that will work with what I have. I mean, I can always try this out later. These three can. I mean, how does this? I mean, it's not gonna be the best gold roster, but any other any other suggestions on a player that doesn't cost a lot? I think I'm still into. Yeah, I'm still into quicks, of course. Yeah, I'm way behind the eight ball when it comes to gold and diamond because I neglected it stupidly. But you figure the partnership, Brandon Webb. Mike Cameron is very good. I really like that Mike Cameron card a lot. He does. He's with a couple missions, I believe. Yeah, Cameron's with Sizemore and Tartable. He's like more. It's on two missions right now, but he's also a really good card, especially in silver. Like one of the top ones in silver, especially versus left-handed. All right, so let's look into the Soray. Sell him while you can. He's a choke point for two missions. Like if you only use it for iron, yeah, you can get 15K for him. I think he's going for Yeah, you could put him up. You probably get 17, almost 18 for him. But that's what it looks like right now on the market. I turn that down just a little. Feel like I'm loud. If I'm cutting out, also let me know. All right. As for the Saray, why I'm here in the first place, we're out just like that. Maybe I shouldn't have looked. But this has been my daily in a nutshell today, losing in round two. Not been a good day. So the bronze. Oh, we're in a quarterfinal, but we're in the loser side. And then the silver, I think, just started. But Nolan, if you're magically still awake at 1 o'clock in the morning here, the roster could be better, but it is still doing its job. Oh, you're still awake. All right, good. I think there's maybe a couple better options, but I did send you a couple screenshots of what I have. Your offense needs help. I think the pitching staff may be fine. I'm still not sure. Like I'm sure Isadolfo's model would give a better idea, but I'm still on the fence with Antonelli. Oh, Shelby's usually pretty good in this array. I also have Friday overnight rocking chair to look at here. I forgot I did an actual perfect draft. Um I kind of waiting until I get knocked out of this bronze. Right now we're 3-2. We lost to the Rally Weird. Looks like we might get through here. I don't know. I've gotten into the round robin things. I don't know why. God, Herbeck's struggling, snoozing. Franchise, you have a chance. I mean, and I'm not the only one that has said this, but there's a lot more teams that have fewer combinators that are doing well. Not only just in this array, but just in general. But yes, there is Burlington, which is basically Silver's version of Gotti. Um, like just breaking down the teams as it stands right now. Burlington's a full team. I think Webster's got 10. I have mostly Tournament Edition and baseball reference cards and a couple of the OOTP 25s. I think the only two regular cards I really have is Zachary and Byerly, and those are the only two combinators I have left on my roster. Um, so the only teams here that really have like Albion has like 15. Hot Route I know has a full team. Burlington has a full team. Mice I think has about as much. I think he has like 8 or 9. I think Supercells and Mice has like 8 or 9. BREF is combi eligible, and so is OOT 20 P25 as long as they're not the mission ones. Yes, your alt is 21. Like Tactil's a full team. Like I could go down. Like Queso doesn't have. I could go on down. I think iDub has like 2. Peninsula I don't think has any anymore. Toledo has like 10. Brooklyn has like a full roster. Okie has 0. Kansas City has 0. Rough Draft has like 2. Yes, I can also agree, D Block. I have blown through some bad combinator teams, which is this is not. Oh, I can. Let me go back. You're 89th with your other team, and you are 89th. You're at 37. 128 is at 24. I think if you just keep your pace, like Tulsa, if Tulsa plays more, they'll move up. SLC punks, if they play more, they can move up. Everybody else, I don't. Maybe Karai may jump in. But a lot of these teams are pretty much. A lot of these teams are trying to just be safe, not necessarily having to be a top seed. Because obviously, in variance, it does not matter. Just get in. That's where we're at right now. Just get in. Um, it's the crazy thing is my average right now is lower than Burlington's average right now. And but I've also played in like 22 less tournaments. So I'm in on silver, bronze. I think I'm still in the top 25 in bronze too. Bronze, I'm pretty much in if I just keep pace. Open, I need help. I think I'm tied. I think I'm tied all the way through I'm tied for 128th, but I've only done 3 tournaments. And then there's wild card, which is going to be a tough thing because I only do 4D and I'm doing it without combinators on my team and those special edition cards. So right now I've done 3 tournaments. I think I'm at 5 now. And I'm still way out. I didn't do very well this week. That either. Okay, I am eliminated, so we could try a gold team. Okay. All right, so let's try this gold team. See if it does anything special. I mean, it's do or die, so we may not see too much here. Open low starts in an hour. We'll see if we can get into the semis here. We have to win this game. I can call this game. Well, usually when I see that, it means we're out of the tournament. We could try another gold. Okay, or not. We could still be in too. We'll see. So we'll call this. I can call this in 8 minutes here. Yes, Mambo is still very much playable in silver. I think it last time I checked Seawood's data dump, I think he was still in the top 5 or 10 with all the data that he had pulled. Yeah, he's still good. Um Somebody else. I can't think of mine right now. But it is leaning towards more this higher stuff guys like Saberhagen, Archer, Warbot, and Isadolfo. I know you're in here. What are your guys' thoughts on Gio and Obaldo? Brissy's still good. I think Brissy can use in either the bullpen or as a starter. I've used him as a starter lately. All right, so we start off here in the top of the fourth, no score. Nathan Eovaldi's pitching. Uh, Jeff Bagwell's at the plate here. We're in a quarterfinal loser out game here. Here's a pitch from Eovaldi. And that's a base hit all the way to the wall. But Bagwell heading for second. He'll be safe here. So that puts a runner in scoring position. Now we'll bring Adam Dunn here to the plate with nobody out. How do you feel they've been broken, Warbot? Because it has been kind of weird. It has been weird the past week, I think. Yeah, at least the past 2 weeks for me. It seems a little broken. Could it have to do with like all the new cards coming out and the normalization effect it might have? I don't know. Can't put anything on it. Oh, you think they turned off chemistry? Do you think it's chemistry for all cards or just I got 5 minutes here. You guys can see it in the background. A lot of not only just the tournament edition cards, but a lot of the baseball reference cards play too. And I don't think it's just in like silver, but I also think it's in I think all around. I think there's a lot of cards that are now playable against these commentator teams. Because I didn't think I'd have more success with the less that I have. Oh yeah, that's no doubt. That is a given. Yeah, you would want to have the combinator card. I just find it kind of weird that I was having more success with less combinators than I did when I had like 14, 15, 16. Now is that 4 levels total? Or is that 4 levels roughly per player? Per player? So no, like I don't know like how chemistry works here. So I'm fairly new to this. What effect did chemistry have on the teams? Like what is there a quantifiable uh difference between a high chemistry team and a team that doesn't have as much chemistry? Because I am kind of fascinated by this because nobody really knows. And it's kind of ironic that I lost to Combinator Wemby's 2v turn. They only have two. How big of a difference was it each in the month or two? Oh, I finally sold some cards. So while I'm here, what I can get into. Okay. Um, Tournament filters. So like this. Yeah, none exist. Oh, I did not even think about that. I hadn't really messed with those cap filters. That would explain a lot. So do you think when they fix this issue, will commentator teams become somewhat dominant again, or is this going to be the norm? Now I'm curious. Um, I've got 4 minutes before an ad break, so I'll let you guys know when I have to take the ad break. I've snoozed 3 times already. But three and a half weeks ago, chemistry heavy build started doing worse very quickly in the data. So, like for instance, and this is not it's not an optimized silver Oscar. I think it could get better. But I'm just doing this So this is my current chemistry. It's 18.4, which is not that high. I know it's not that high. Discard and return. We can go to progress. Get into this one. Because now I'm interested to see here. So what exactly do you mean by um often not the highest chemistry builds? So I guess what I'm asking is how is this explained? The actual like percentage and like how it's distributed and everything. Because last paragraph on the left. Oh, okay. So like Teixeira would benefit more from the chemistry than like a Sammy Harrison. Is what I'm getting out of this. And is this like 2030 chemistry points? Is that an actual quantifiable number? Nice franchise, but it's non-linear. Okay. Franchise is up to you to win that's all right. It's not up to me. So for instance, I do have a reserve roster player. So like a Jamie Navarro, if I were to bring him in, let me get at this. Let me get into let's get into the silver bit build here because I'm now interested. Roster builder. So Warbot, I'm stuck on an ad here. So I'm gonna take the ad break and I do wanna elaborate on that because that's now very, very intriguing to me. It's never been to explain to me that way. So let me take this ad break that I'm supposed to take because Twitch is being Twitch, and I'll be right back. right, guys. So let's rename this roster. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename a roster here. It lets me. If not, I'll just make a new one. All right, so we'll just delete this. Make a new roster. Oh yeah, we can. So let's copy this roster. It doesn't copy the restrictions, which is annoying. All right, so let's grab guys that would let's just go pure silver. Let's bring guys in that let's pull Duncan. Put it this way. Roll, activate. I copied a roster. I'm just now adding guys that that I don't have left. So activate them. Activate all them. Guys. All right, so guys that would benefit from. So let's take out Borbone, Harrison, Wilson, Davis, and Kylie, just to see if there's just for experiment. It is a very hard. It was a very hard problem because I know I did an experiment at 81, but it was a badly built roster just to see what it'd be like with just all commentators, and that team actually did worse than the teams I have now. But right now we know that we all know that chemistry is not working right now. So that is true. So Borbone, so Harrison and Borbone have the chemistry, and he has two with Brissy. He won't affect too much. Borbone, on the other hand, same thing. Just Teddyson. So we can take those two out. Borbone and Harrison. That's a good point. Um, But you know, why not try it at this point? All right, so reserve roster. Money rule doesn't fit. Catchers I would actually so bring Duncan Dietz, Delancey, Sada. Bring those four in. For the sake of trying this out, we're gonna try taking those two out and see if we can find two guys that fit better. Yeah, because of teammates, because they were teammates. So yeah, let's go with Posada. Oh yeah, yeah. Duncan K. Posada. The Teixeira is now at 322. Posada is 267. That is true. You can use card type. Jeter's 332. Sabathia's 253. Young went way up. Yeah, Michael Young went way up because of let's take out so let's see. Owen Wilson. So Owen Wilson only has Henry Davis. So I know that whole different ball of wax here. So let's take out Owen Wilson and bring in Carl Everett. Everett has 157. Chemistry goes up to 28.43. Now Henry Davis has no points. He has no chemistry. I have him in the outfield. So let's bring in Stanton and Beltran somehow. So of the relievers, okay, we could get rid of Keeley or Kylie, one of the two. Everett will lose some. Byerly will lose some. But I'm taking him out anyways, just for the for this team's experiment. So and Stanton. The Teixeira is now at 354. Jeter's now at 414. Oh dear lord. So Henry Davis. I have him as a. So we'll bring in Beltran. We're obviously not going to take out Dickie Funk. There is zero reason to not have him on this roster. Zero. So Bud Byerly, Lever. He only has Mays and Antonelli. Um, Well, Warbot, it was like four levels. Is it even more when it's at 100? Is it closer to 5 if it's 100% chemistry boost? That's a good question. Francis, for an individual player or for the team? So we'll bring in Bombaquette, bring Mambo, and Firely's gone. Now I'm down to one combinator, which is hilarious. But now our chemistry is 40.37. Our worst contributor to the chemistry is Dickie Thumb. But really, are we ever taking him out in any scenario, the silver? No, we're not taking him out. He's just too good not to have on the roster. The only other player is Crispy Young. Cannon. Yeah, he would affect too many people if I took him out. So, oh no, this is good. You're explaining it. You're explaining it right. I can understand it. All right, so I currently have 40. Yes, I have 40.37. Yeah, I don't expect it to be smooth. Okay, so 40. So 1%. Is that one level of boosts per player, or that's not evenly distributed, but is it like equivalent to one individual level boost? Yeah, everything's speculative, but this is like the most elaborate conversation we have had anywhere about chemistry. Okay, let's look at Posada. So Posada, oh, where'd you go? So he's getting roughly 3.4 levels of boost. So like a guy like Jeter, who has 444, So Jeter's getting, I mean, yeah, Jeter's getting about 4.2 levels of boost, roughly. So off we've off what I'm seeing here, is it about 100 points to get the one level of boost? So like 100 points is like one level of combinator boost. Okay, I'll clear all this out. So is it more about the points of chemistry than it is the actual percentage, or are they hand in hand? So theoretically, I think I'm with you that it's turned off right now, but theoretically, with the way that the chemistry is contributed or distributed, do you would you rather have those guys with the higher chemistry points in your starting lineup more than someone, except the obvious, except the obvious, Sticky Thoughts starting anywhere? Well, like for everyone else, are you leaning towards the guys with the higher chemistry? So, for instance, I made changes to the title because this is what we're doing right now, and I'm fascinated by it. All right, so for like catcher, I I mean, Tenets is not obviously as high chemistry as Posada, but Posada is very. They're both pretty splitty, but you can still play like Tenets versus right, Posada versus left, and then first base you can go to Shara both ways because he's basically got. Okay, shoot. 2 levels of boost. I think you still play Tenants with the one boost. Uh, ooh. Now here's a question I have off of that. To build off of that. If he has the higher, like the 2 levels of boost more than Tenants, could essentially Posada survive versus right-handed pitching with the chemistry boost per se? I'd still prefer tenants versus righties, but just for conversation. Yeah, because I believe and tenants also has a level of boost just on based on what we've been talking about. He has one level of boost compared to the near 3.5 that Posada has. Okay. I think I have that. Let's look. Sheffield. If I even have him. So bronze. So is that bronze Gary Sheffield we're talking about here? Warbot. Okay. I know there's an. I think there's an iron to Sheffield too, if I remember right. I'm not exactly sure. So Rivera. I know we have a. I think I have the iron Rivera, if I remember right. I don't. I do have them. Okay. Just a pitch. Let me go grab that Rivera. Yeah, it was on all batters. I just realized that. So Bernie Williams. And then Sabathia. I think I have. I think Sabathia is already on the roster. Yeah, I already had Sabathia on the roster, I believe. All right, so oh, holy crap! All right, so um, Vannon, for the argument, for the sake of this chemistry build, you are sitting Bernie Williams on. Um, leaving wise, it's really Antonelli. All right, so for the sake of Antonelli, then it's Rivera. That brings it to 63. Obviously, I think that what you was doing. So Sabathia is already on the roster. Oh yeah, we got to get Sheffield on the roster. Who do I even say? Uh, Bagwell for science. Yeah, you gotta go. So Bagwell out, Sheffield in. All right. So now we have 64.52 in chemistry. We're at 67.39. I think I can find one more person we can use just to replace. Oh, we can bring in Aaron Boone. Okay. This scenario would never happen. But for the sake of this conversation, we're going to bring in Aaron Boone. So here we are. We're at 66.40, 69.42. So Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera have over 800 points contributed to them. So essentially, Mariano Rivera has 8 boosts to what he has. Although he's still unplayable in silver. Yeah, what were the chances of that? I did not actually plan to do that, but it just ended up that way. So in that scenario, we'll clear this out again. Yeah, it'd be Posada, both sides. Sheffield's probably starting versus left. Teixeira's probably starting versus right, and Sheffield will start versus left, or it's still Teixeira both ways. He still has more chemistry for the chemistry argument. Second base is probably going to be Michael Young. Yeah, it's going to be Michael Young. Young both ways. Yeah, you could probably DH. Although I don't trust him versus righties, even with the 8 boost. Um, so third base would be Aaron Boone. Shortstop will be Derek Jeter. Here's the problem with this build. Mike Keegan has to play left field because he's the only left fielder on the roster. Yeah. So let's try something like this. Let's let's see who else we can bring in to replace them. Bring this filter back on just for the hell of it. So Rivera is benefiting Jeter, Sabathia, Stanton, and Bernie Williams. Greatly helping Posada, greatly helping Jeter. Bernie Williams. So let's look at Bernie Williams. Williams is also contributing to Posada, Jeter, Stanton. Okay. So if you got a human victory cigar like Rivera in this scenario, you want him to be sure that you have the right chemistry points to guys that would play, like Posada, Jeter, Stanton. Is that what I'm getting out of this? And the more I look at this, I think chemistry is turned off. So it's better to have if you're gonna have a guy with high chemistry, just make sure it's not to just that one person, like you said, like to Dickey, but to have them go to more contributors to your team. Is what I'm getting out of that. Nice. Uh, quarterfinal. Who you playing? Oh, I've never seen them before. Franchise. So I've never. I don't think I've seen that team that often. But for instance, since we don't have a left fielder, would a guy like Andrew Jones be a better fit? Actually, let's just activate him and see what that does. So once again, I am fascinated by this. Thank you, Warbot, for this conversation because I haven't even looked into this like I have. So, wait, show me chemistry of the other guys on the roster. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out Sheffield just for the conversation, and then I'm gonna bring in Andrew Jones. Chemistry does go down, but I just want to see what Andrew Jones contributes to. He only brings 2 boosts. So I lost two total. Not only did I lose two total levels of boost, but I also lost significant boost to Stanton, Jeter, and Sabathia. But is Andrew Jones, who is the better player out of him and Sheffield. That is pretty pretty established here. But is that better than? Oh, I took out the wrong. Did I take out the wrong guy? Yes, I did. Crap. I forgot who else was in. Um. Oh yes, Bernie Williams. Okay, I had a moment. So if you take out a guy like Bernie Williams and you replace it with a better player in Andrew Jones, you're essentially losing this. You're giving away a boost from Jeter, a boost from Posada, and a half a boost to Stanton just by that decision. And if I remember right, they don't gain more chemistry with the level anyway. And we can at 69.42, Bernie Williams brings essentially 5.5 boosts to Combinator. Take him out, you bring in Bernie, you bring in a guy like Andrew Jones, who is Andrew Jones would be the left fielder on this in this build. Andrew Jones would actually be playing left field because the only two left fielders on the roster is Hegan and Jones. Cameron Beltran and Carl Everett only play center field and right. So Andrew Jones in this case would not be a victory cigar on this build. So you do lose a couple boosts from the chemistry that Bernie Williams had. Trying to find Aaron Jones again. But just on this here, Andrew Jones is probably more than 2.5 boosts better. Almost probably closer to 4, I think, better than Bernie Williams. Let me know if I'm off base by saying that. It may be more than 4, but I'm just kind of trying to get an idea. Because Hegan is only good against right-handers, while Andrew Jones is really good against lefties. So you can still platoon these guys in left field. So like as it stands right now, yeah, I was just trying to I was being conservative with the 4, but I knew I was way off. So like for chemistry's sake, it's probably this. I'm just quickly putting this together just for the sake of if it's biochemistry. Cameron is still a better player. Right field. Everett's 1.5. Beltron is almost 2. If I wanted to go more power, I'd go this way. I would go the other way if I wanted more contact. DH. It's probably going to be Sheffield versus lefty. Just because of the boost that he gets. Well, Field's here. Yeah, I'd probably still take Sheffield versus left. No, because Tennis has a few too, so Tennis would still be the DH. And then right-handers is probably going to be, yeah, it's probably going to be Tennis at DH either way. Or it could be Horner either way. But yeah, just and then pitching wise, you're probably looking at Sabathia being the ace. So kind of like Sabathia. Not a lot of like Mambo that kind of look like this. Like pitching would kind of look like this. So just looking at the chemistry in general, I would say this roster, I would victory cigar Rivera because of the contributions he would have. I would make sure he would never play ever. If I could just sit him just to be on the bench. But the fact that he alone, in theory, helps basically give Jeter and Posada essentially 4 boosts total between the two of them, and a near boost for Stanton and Sabathia, and a half a boost to Teixeira. How do you not have him on the roster to help them? But you pray to God he doesn't have to pitch. Like I would bury him so far in the bullpen, I only want him to see 3 people. If even because you have to see 3, I'd make sure you see the minimum. And I would probably start Berkman just because I need a catcher to actually back up. So you're probably looking at Young, well, actually Jeter, Young, Shira, Posada, Boone, Everett, Cameron, Berkman, Cameron, Keegan, something like that. And then lefties, you're looking at probably Young, probably looking at Shara, Sada. Like the lefties would, this lefty lineup would still be dangerous because you'd have Posada, Tennant, Shara in any order. Jones, Cameron, Beltran, and boom. Like you're looking at something like that just with this roster, which I'm going to save. And for the heck of it, I think they broke the restriction thing too. Now that I'm looking at it, I think they broke that too. But just for the heck of it, we can actually test this out because I have a quick open. So we'll put that in. It probably won't fill anytime soon, but we'll go with that. So when chemistry gets turned back on, then I might start looking in the combinators again. But it now all makes sense why I was doing better without them. Because I didn't even think. Yeah, it's I didn't see it at first, but now that you had brought up the cap filters and how everything was filtered out, like has team chemistry, has combinator cap, no combinator cap, no team. So what I think they did is they had the no combinator cap set, and they had also the no team chemistry set. Now, the reality of that team is I would never like Dickie Thon, you're playing no matter what. Yeah, wrong roster. Discard and return. So, if I got 8 levels of Dickie Thumb, so like yeah, perfect example. So I would shortstop that's probably going that would go in this situation is probably going to be Christian Guzman, to be honest. Well, actually, because Michael Young's more of a second baseman, and Boone can also play shortstop. So, for the sake of, we all know by far this is the most dangerous card in Silver. Dickie Thon. Bring him in. Chemistry does drop to 56. But Guzman, for the sake of this sake of the conversation here, by getting rid of Guzman, the biggest person that would get hit is Joe Mace. So I'm listening. I'm breaking out in hives with all this Yankee chemistry, by the way. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to see that who would even. So just for the hell of it, so guys like Denny Walling, guys like Householder, for lack of better words, there's not a lot of good. I have the teammates up. Warbot. I have them up right now. So like Denny Whaling, Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan. I have them up over here. I have them up on my left monitor right now. So I have Peel. So I'm just gonna add these just for the hell of it because they're Houston. So Walling, you take out Horner, we can bring in Walling. He can play multiple positions anyways. Then it was Huel who plays the outfield. So we'll take out Hegan. So it's now 60.83. Dickie Thon gains one and a half, basic boost for Puel, who gets 2 boosts of his own, and Denny Wallen. Granted, these guys aren't very good. Neither of these two guys are good. So Art Howe comes into play, but also Jamie Navarro, I believe, comes into play now. So let's, for the heck of it, see what. Let's take out Chris Archer, just for the sake of the conversation. We'll take out Archer. We'll bring in Navarro. Now it's 62. So Navarro does help Dickey because same team, card special type. He really helps Plezak. He really helps Sheffield, but he doesn't really contribute anywhere else. Oh yeah, for sure. So like we could bring like I'm just doing this I'm just doing this for laughs. So we'll take out one victory cigar in Rivera and bring in the other victory cigar in Ashby, and it drops considerably. But Dickie Thought gains another. Like Denny Walling. So like all the Houston, now you got Dickie Thon with 2.7 boost, but you lose a whole bunch of boost from uh subpar players. Yeah, that's it. I think I just put it back to the Yankee build because that's a better build. But if you wanted to build around Dickie Thon, I don't think it's the silver contingent of Houston guys are going to help. I'd rather boost Posada 6 times. Easily 6 times for Posada. Wouldn't even think twice. But now, Pedro. We'll take Archer out, put in Pedro. That's what I was going to do. Archer out, Pedro in. Oh, yeah, for sure. So, like, take out Guzman because there's not enough boost in the world that makes him better than Dickie Thumb. It does drop. I get Joe Mays is no longer a guy you want. So you can go with maybe Javier Vasquez. Goes up to 61. Vasquez has a boost right there. Sorry. So I'm back. So yeah, I think it'd be easier to build Jeter in this situation than it would be Guzman because of the teammates. Yeah, Bauer's teammates did come out and they do contribute, but Jeter just has more teammates in the game, and it'd be a bet. And I don't think it's that big of a monumental difference between Guzman and Jeter if you get in a situation where you can boost if you're boosting between the two, because 8 boosts of Jeter still makes him a very good card. Now, Warbot, here's the next question: is if it's a combinator card and they have the 7.7 boost that Jeter gets in this build, does he essentially now have 12 if he's L5? Because the 5 from the combinator and 7 from the chemistry? Is that what I'm getting out of this? See, that changes everything in the way that I would build things. That would change everything. Which, by the way, I'm gonna start buying silver silver copies again, because now with that knowledge in mind, I can be a little bit more selective in the build that I want for this team and be able to build around, you know, your cornerstone players. Like, for instance, if Dickey had more viable teammates in silver and below, of course you want to build around it. I mean, I think you're trying to simplify like how chemistry is distributed, but I don't think either of us really knows like a finite uh number on how much that player gets boosted per like 100 points or so. Does that make sense? I think the highest chemistry I had was 81, but that was a badly built roster. I'm not gonna lie, that was a badly built silver roster, and it deserved to lose more than it did. Um, so yeah, I just bought this Jeter for 10K, and I think I'm just gonna work on this build just to have fun with it. Just curious. The last 10 for Rivera's is hilarious. How did that team do, Warbot, before this 3.5 weeks of no chemistry got turned off? Stuff happened. It's also quite wild that Rivera's last 10 is 75K. I think I'm going to experiment with this build more. Um, there's, where's Jeter? There's Jeter. One jeter out, one jeter in. So with that, let's take out a pitcher. Let's take Javier Vasquez back out. I think he has less than. Yeah, so let's take. And then replace him with a commentator that I have. So let's go with Tom Zachary because I think he's New York as well. So just bring all these guys back. Bring back. Bring back. Just put them all out there. Just to put them all out there. Tom Zachary. Take out Vasquez. And we'll put in Tom Zachary. Just for conversation's sake. Where do you go? So he doesn't really contribute a lot. He doesn't help. Jeter only gets 20 points for the Combinator series, but not the same team. So if you're going to want to get a Combinator to help with the chemistry even more, you would need to pretty much essentially get teammates that are combinated. So adding a Combinator to the team that already has teammates would help even more, is what I'm understanding. Zachary can go jump off. Vasquez get back in there. Yeah, that I noticed from when the first time when I had a lot of commentators on the team and started cutting bait on a lot of these guys. But a lot of that probably had to do with not having a conversation like this where we're kind of getting an idea of why chemistry is the way it is when it's turned on. And we both now know that, well, you knew before me, but just looking at it now, chemistry's turned off. And now I'm gonna take that team and I will put that team in there. It's the gold's still not fired up yet. I'm at the night where still like the silver cap team that's done real well for me. Format, I think it's turned off. Like just going off the filters alone. Let me look. Hold on a sec. Let's see what's there again. So my win rate when I had the combinators that I did have, like I had 10 combinators, I was at 62.6 win rate. But when I got to where'd it go? I'm trying to find it. Yeah, it was a 62.6 win rate in the data that he pulled. It was 60. It was something ridiculous. No, yeah. It said I had 10 combinators. I had two. So with the two combinators, I was winning a 62% rate. On a good day with the combinators I did have, I think I was at 57, 58. But the biggest thing is Burlington. I think Burlington's went up from because they're now at like 67. They went up in their win rate. So I don't know. Could the chemistry be acting differently now? Could it be different than what we originally thought? Or is it just off, for lack of better words? Chris, thank you for the follow, by the way. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. So like silver cap for that would make absolute sense. So like this silver cap team would be much different if it's essentially turned on from what I'm gathering. Thank you for the follow. That does make sense. It definitely makes sense. So essentially, this silver cap roster would look a lot different if the chemistry was supposed like it was before whatever happened here. But then again, also so you basically would have to have a lot of these guys combinated just to get the chemistry that you needed to get the boost that you need. I know this as it stands, 18% is not great. For lack of, it's not great. Another 11%, sorry. That's 11% chemistry with this roster. Although there's talented people on it, it doesn't really. It might be better than, might be worse than it has been for me in Cap. And I should be aware that when whatever happened after the announcement of possible chemistry not being in tournaments happened. just crazy. Just going over this now, it just baffles my mind. Because yeah, as team chemistry. See, now I got, so here it is. These two are both perfect drafts. And it says has team chemistry. All of my daily and quick has no team chemistry. So every quick and see, these two show up with no team chemistry and has team chemistry, whereas the other ones only show up with no team chemistry. That doesn't make any sense. So is it just the daily and quicks and the weeklies that are affected by this filter? Or are the perfect drafts immune from that? Not like you get a lot of high chemistry in perfect draft anyway. But that doesn't make any sense just looking at it at face value. That's another possibility. Well, we're in the round two. So at least won something. Maybe. We'll see if we win this one. Yeah, so that's so like like the Haverville Hillies. This is probably a bad example. They have a lot of the teams have low chemistry in perfect drafts. That I do know. But just it makes no sense that it would be listed under both. So it could be the client filter is broken, but I've also seen a lot of non-combinated built teams, or very few, bow down like Burlington more often than I've seen in the past. But if you look at their win rate, it's over 70. So I don't know if the chemistry is gonna kick in. I guess what I can do is I'll try to pull the data from that after that's completed, how far we get. Because I'm winning quicks right now with the other roster that I have that I've not touched. So I'm kind of interested to see how that team does with like a full day of me using just that team and see how much better they are. Like Bethlehem for matter, the team I'm playing in open low has essentially the same cap as same chemistry. What way would that be, Warbot? Yeah, I am not capable of pulling all that data. I've literally been relying on everybody else on that. But that would make the most sense. The only person I know has a lot of data is Seawit. but there's no way to determine when we're in the alternate reality that we're in when it comes to chemistry compared to what it was before, or if it hasn't changed or we don't know. Like if you look at, as we said, the client may be off or it may actually be turned off. We don't know. Well, we finally get to see what the gold team does. It only took 2 hours and 54 minutes. Yeah, I agree with you there. I'll catch you on Discord, Warbot. Are you well, you're probably not streaming tomorrow. You're kind of sporadic. I will be on probably a little earlier. Oh, I'll catch you Friday night then. Because I'm interested to see how Adolfo feels about it. Because that's a crazy revelation right there. Well, I'm Pacific time. I'm same time zone as Ezra and Franchise and Nolan. So you're on almost afternoon. Well, at Silver just started, but it's gonna take 15 minutes. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna head out too. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna spend damn near an hour and 43 minutes talking about chemistry and how it's working or how it's not working and what it actually kind of means. So I'm gonna take all that in. I will, starting with 1161, I'm gonna run the roster that we put together, kind of put together in here. I'm gonna try to run that all day, see how that ends up. And I guess when we figure out what happened with the chemistry and it fixes itself, I'll make that determination to go back to copy heavy or not. I think the roster is awful too. Um, it's not as good as the other roster I have, but it's Quicks. Why not try it? It's not like I'm going to put him in early silver or late silver and something like that. Just run it in quick, see what happens. Do I think I'll win a silver quick? Very possible. There's some pretty badly built teams that are in this right now. But either way, let me see who I can raid. I don't think anybody on OOTP is awake. So, what I got here? Oh, D Block. He's doing. We're going to D Block. Very very simple thing here. He's doing college football. So we'll go to D Block here. Make fun of his Kansas State Wildcats. Say go Jayhawks, something like that. But we'll send it over there. And Orbot, thank you for that great conversation on chemistry. I will hit you up in Discord because I think I got a couple more questions later on, but just to figure out what the heck's going on. Once again, guys, thank you. We'll send it over to D Block, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. What?